All right. Welcome. This is a very special what if. If it does better than the other ones, then I'll continue to do it. If not, I'll probably still continue to do it. I see that a lot of you are not subscribed, and you're watching my videos, so I'm not sure what's going on there. But we'll get there when we get there. Nobody has ever done a what if like this, and I kind of see it, and I like it, and I created this myself. So, without further ado, this is what if Deku had a creator quirk. But it's nothing like Momo Yaoyorozu's or anyone like hers. It's nothing like hers. Okay, just listen. Izuku Midoriya always loved heroes. He loved studying quirks and the heroes he saw on TV. When his classmates started to show signs of a quirk, one by one, Izuku was happy for them and he couldn't wait to awaken his own. He especially loved his friend Kachan's quirk. He loved imagining all the uses that his friend's explosions would have on his journey of being a hero. But Izuku had no idea how insane his own quirk would be. When Izuku turned 5, his mother decided it was time to take him to the quirk doctor to see when his quirk would start to manifest. As the doctor ran tests on Izuku, he was sure that the boy already had an activated quirk. He simply had no idea what it was. Once the tests were complete, the doctor began to tell the family about his findings. They explained that Izuku had an awakened quirk already. They then went on to say that the quirk seemed to be a creation quirk. They simply had no idea what he was able to create. This made Inko, Izuku, and Hisashi all explode with excitement. Only time would tell what the true powers of Izuku's quirk was, and time surely did tell. When Izuku turned 10, he started to show interest in drawing. So, in order to support his hobby, his parents got him a journal. Izuku loved it. That day was a day he'd never forget. As he ran upstairs and started drawing, he decided to sketch the face of a man that had been recurring in his dreams. As he finished sketching, he reached for the scalpel on his desk, on his drawing cup on his desk. I'm sorry. As he finished sketching, he reached for the scalpel in his drawing cup on his desk. As soon as he touched it, he accidentally cut himself. As the blood dripped on the page, Izuku noticed the page started to glow. His eyes grew wide, his breath became ragged, and he suddenly felt the page become an extension of himself. "Excelsior!" the man on the page said with a bright smile. As Izuku heard the page speak, he realized his quirk, but due to the shock, he fainted. When Izuku came to, he noticed 3 people in his room. His mom, his dad, but who was the last person? Izuku's eyes immediately shot open as he noticed it was the man from the page. "Hey kid, wake up and explain this. I have to tell you some things about your quirk before I have to go back to my page," the man said with a smile. Izuku immediately went and told his parents what he learned about his quirk, and they listened with a smile spread wide across their face. Izuku turned to the man and he began to introduce himself. "The name's Stan Lee, but I'm not what's important. The truth behind your quirk is that you are able to create, summon, and bring to life the heroes of people you create. As time goes on, you'll gain a 4th ability, but I can't tell you about it now. Just know, it'll help you immensely on your journey to being a hero. Everything you create will have a telekinetic link directly to your mind." As the man began to get sucked into the book, he smiled and said, "With great power comes great responsibility." Four years went by, and Izuku slowly but surely started to create a mass amount of heroes in his book. Some were big and strong, while others were smart and brilliant. Some could manipulate energy, while others had mutations. It was as if Izuku was creating his own version of today's society. The day of the start of the anime comes, and Izuku's not that timid kid anymore. He was never that timid kid. He knew he had a quirk, and he knew how to use it. All it took was a drop of blood to activate one of the pages, and the page remained alive for what seemed to be forever. As long as Izuku remained alive, so would the page. The teacher walks into the class and then goes over the normal routine. He tells the students how they're going to do career aptitude tests, but since he already knows that most of them want to try out for the hero course, he just threw the papers into the air. As the class starts to get excited and use their quirks, and everyone is just so full of energy. Some are using their quirks to create water. Some are using their quirks to create explosions, aka, you already know, the main explosive murder head himself. But there was one person who wasn't using his quirk. Because no one knew what his quirk was. They knew he had one, they just didn't know what it was. They always seen him talking to himself, though. And this made him become what you would say is weird. Oh, and I'm going to leave a big decision up to you guys. I'll also, I don't want him to be too powered off at the start. Well, actually, yes, I do. What the hell am I saying? Let's get back into it. The teacher then picks up 2 pieces of paper and says, I see we have 2 people trying out for the UA Hero entrance exam. And everyone was wondering, who are the 2 people? As the teacher said the first name, Katsuki Bakugo, the students automatically started thinking to themselves, saying, okay, well, we knew that was coming, but who's the second person? And the teacher then says, I see Izuku Midoriya wants to go too. And this made the class shocked. Izuku, the almost quirkless kid, we've never seen him use his powers a day in his life. What? And this made Bakugo upset. And I'm going to say in this, he never told Bakugo because his parents were they told him that, it wouldn't be a good idea to tell about his quirk. His quirk was too powerful. The ability to create, summon, and bring to life the things that he create, that's pretty scary. So this made Bakugo upset. Shitty Deku. You really think that you could get into UA without a quirk? And Izuku just smiled. But I have a quirk. This made everyone shocked, even the teacher. You've never used your quirk before. You haven't even told us what your quirk was. What do you mean you have a quirk? Izuku smiled. He then opened his notebook. Something that Bakugo frequently noticed that he did. And he brought the class towards himself. He motioned the class to come and take a look. Just as they took a look, they saw an old man on the first page. Just talking. Not talking, but staring there. And then all of a sudden they seen the page wink. And the man began to laugh. Half the class fainted after seeing this. They didn't know what's going on. So Izuku had a quirk the entire time. But that's when things started to get insane. As the page started to glow, the man it seemed to appear as if the man jumped out of the page. How was this possible? That shouldn't be possible. Bakugo fainted after that. Izuku got sent to the principal's office and he started to pack up his things because he technically used his quirk. And at the end of the day, he decided it was time to go home. I'm going to leave it off here, though. There's a reason I have to leave it off here. There's a reason I have to leave it off here. Just trust me, and I will be dropping another What If today, because this one is so short. I am so sorry, but, stay frozen.